Last night, while the entire national media, the Lutyens media and that corporate media was in deep slumber, only Republic brought you minute-to-minute, ground-level coverage of Tahawwur Rana's extradition and when he went to the NIA as he was finally brought to India after 17 agonizing years of relentless pursuit by the Indian government. This is the one of a man hunched over, chained, shackled and weak. This is Tahawwur Rana, one of the key conspirators in the 26/11 Mumbai attacks. Defeated not by time, but defeated by the will of one man, Narendra Modi. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a promise fulfilled. And I want you to listen to what Prime Minister Narendra Modi said way back then when Mumbai burnt in November 2008. Narendra Modi was not the Prime Minister, he was the Chief Minister of Gujarat. This is that soundbite of Narendra Modi from many, many years back.
जो शिकागो की कोर्ट में हुआ है, उससे मुझे साफ नजर आता है कि अब हिंदुस्तान में आतंकवादी गतिविधि करने वाले सारे आतंकवादी ये चाहेंगे कि उनके सारे मुकदमे अमेरिका की कोर्ट में चले। और मैं विश्व के सामने सवाल खड़ा करना चाहता हूं, क्या 9/11 के दोषियों का केस हिंदुस्तान की कोर्ट में चल सकता है? क्या अमेरिका इसके लिए हमें परमिशन देगा? क्या भारत की न्यायपालिका अमेरिका के 9/11 की घटना के लिए कोई निर्णय फैसला कर सकते हैं? एक बहुत बड़ा वैश्विक स्तर पर यह सवाल खड़ा हुआ है।
Not only has Narendra Modi asked that question, he has changed history. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has delivered what the UPA couldn't have imagined and didn't want to do. Remember the day the bodies of the Pulwama martyrs came home? That moment, ladies and gentlemen, when Narendra Modi bowed in homage, was the moment the Modi government vowed revenge. Not just rhetoric, but resolve. That country, Pakistan, wanted to bleed India with 1,000 cuts. We bled. Yes, we bled. But we never forgot. And yet, while the nation was fighting terrorism, while Narendra Modi was determined to make Pakistan pay, the Congress party was fabricating Hindu terror. Listen to them, ladies and gentlemen. The Congress party.
There is a recently uncovered phenomenon of saffron terrorism that has been implicated in many bomb blasts of the past. My advice to you is that we must remain ever vigilant and continue to build at the central and state levels our capacity in counter-terrorism.
हमारे पास ये रिपोर्ट आ गई है इन्वेस्टिगेशन में, ये भारतीय जनता पार्टी हो या आरएसएस के हो, उनके जो ट्रेनिंग कैंप है वो हिंदू टेररिज्म बढ़ाने का काम देख रहे हैं।
So Sonia Gandhi had told Chidambaram, Sushil Shinde to build a theory of Hindu terrorism, saffron terrorism, to be able to help Pakistan and say if they have terrorism, we have our terrorism too. It was clear they wanted to bring and build a false equivalence. Remember what they did to Sadhvi Pragya? See the visuals of her, ladies and gentlemen. They tortured her so badly. They tortured her so badly that Sadhvi Pragya was reduced to being dragged out on a stretcher. This is what the Congress party did. This pro-Pakistan Congress party, they paraded Sadhvi Pragya as the face of terrorism because they needed to defend Hafiz Saeed. They needed to defend Lashkar-e-Toiba. They wanted to present Sadhvi Pragya as a counter-narrative to protect Pakistan, the ISI and the terrorists. Who were they protecting? They were protecting Pakistan. The Congress party was protecting Pakistan. They tried to build a false narrative of saffron terrorism, Hindu terrorism, to equalize Islamist terrorism with a fiction they called Hindu terror. They wanted to protect Pakistan. They wanted to shield the real perpetrators. And now that we have a living proof of Pakistan's involvement, when we have finally got our hands on the terrorist whose testimony can be a final nail in Pakistan's coffin, this man, this coward, Tahawwur Rana, the same pro-Pakistan Congress party is out And the pro-Pakistan Congress parties, pro-Pakistan leaders are scrambling to get legal aid for the terrorist Tahawwur Rana. They are downplaying the national achievement. Take a look at their apathy. These statements which I am playing are not just slips, not accidental. Listen to this.
किसको लाया गया है? अच्छा, मुझे आप पूछे तो हमको लगा कि 15 लाख रुपया खाते में आ गया। आप इसकी बात कर रहे हैं। कमाल है लेकिन नहीं अमित शाह कह रहे हैं। अमित शाह को लाज लगता है? अमित शाह को लाज नहीं लगता है ना? थोड़ा सा भी लाज है उस आदमी को? है अपने बेटा को बीसीसीआई का सेक्रेटरी बना दिया, अभी आईसीसी का चेयरमैन बना दिया है। लाज है उसको? थोड़ा ना, कम से कम ना लोगों के अंदर ना आंख में ना लाज शर्म होना चाहिए।
राणा का जब ट्रायल होगा, उसका जब मुकदमा चलेगा, तो इसी तरह से उसको पूरा कानूनी तरीके से अधिकार देकर उसको जो भी सजा हो उसको स्वीकार करना पड़ेगा। हमारे देश में कंगारू कोर्ट नहीं चलेगा। है एक हादसा हुआ है, उसने अंजाम दिया है, उसकी जिम्मेदारी तय करनी पड़ेगी और उसके तहत भारत के कानून के अनुसार उसको सजा करनी पड़ेगी।
Look at the words of Prithviraj Chavan. He says Tahawwur Rana की जिम्मेदारी तय करनी पड़ेगी. In other words, the Congress party believes that Tahawwur Rana is innocent. They believe that this is all one big story that has been put out, that Tahawwur Rana was the 26/11 conspirator. This is the face of the Congress party. This party, its leaders are people who will go to any extent to protect Pakistan. They said Ishrat Jahan is innocent while she was accused in a terrorist plot. These people celebrated Yasin Malik. Look at that picture there. They watched cricket with the killers of our people after 26/11. Look at that picture there. Then these Congress leaders had the audacity to go to Pakistan and ask for help to overthrow an Indian elected Prime Minister. Listen to Congress leader Manishankar Ayyar on the soil of Pakistan.
आके खड़े हो गए हैं, स्टक हो गए हैं। अब इसमें से निकलने का क्या तरीका होगा?
हमें ले आइए, इनको हटाइए।
अच्छा, इनको तो आप ही हटा सकते
नहीं है।
तो इनको तो आप ही हटा सकते हैं।
हाँ, हम हटाएंगे।
हमें लाइए, इनको हटाइए. Look at the words. The Congress party on the soil of Pakistan is begging Pakistanis to overthrow an Indian government. After this, will you not believe that the Congress party is hand in glove with the ISI? You see, this party is not an opposition. It is an anti-national insurrection. It is a pro-Pakistan line at the cost of Indian sovereignty and nationalism. Pakistan is their lifeline and Aman Ki Asha was their industry. And what was Aman Ki Asha? A cultural program? It was a full-blown psychological operation, a campaign aimed at erasing the memories and the trauma of 26/11 to obscure the cries of terror victims in the noise of qawwalis. Ladies and gentlemen, can qawwalis wipe the bloodstains of Trident and Taj hotels? And let me put it on record, qawwalis cannot wipe bloodstains of Chabad House. We have to become real. And now let me put my attention on G.K. Pillai, the man who was Home Secretary under the UPA. He knows me very well, very well. When I was a reporter, he was Joint Secretary in the Home Ministry. I used to cover the things he was doing and he was in charge of the Northeast. Now G.K. Pillai says that the man who forged false documents for David Headley, the prime accused in the 26/11 attack, who said India deserved it, according to G.K. Pillai, he had a small role in 26/11. Now, Mr. Pillai, what are you saying? If his role was so small, Mr. Pillai, then you are answerable. Why couldn't you and the governments that you've been serving do it? Why didn't you and the governments you've been serving, your ex-bosses, Mr. Chidambaram, extradite this small player for 6 years while sitting in the Shinde-Chidambaram MHA, which talked about Hindu terrorism? All that your government did was compromise India's national sovereignty and its territorial integrity. The question was, the Congress said, you remember the phrase, so what about Aksai Chin? Not a blade of grass grows in Aksai Chin. These were their words. After Pakistan trained terrorists killed 166 of our people in a cold-blooded murder, the Congress government said, let Pakistan probe itself through a judicial commission. They wanted Pakistan to investigate 26/11, and that is the difference between then and now. This is 2025. We no longer glamorize terrorists like Kasab. Those days are gone. Tonight, India sees a man who once thought he could evade justice. He thought that time would save him. This man in the convict's clothes, dragged back. Those are the pictures of him with the American police holding him, his hands handcuffed. He thought he had political protection. He thought political protection would shield him. He thought the Congress party would be in power forever. But India has changed. This is new India, new Bharat. And Bharat drags the guilty back in chains.